did is, based on the visioning workshop, I took all the information from that you guys discussed during that time, and I've started putting process. One of the questions I sent an email last night is talks about a journey. If you're going hiking in the mountains, okay, if you're going to go hiking in the mountains, what information would you want to know? And this is not a rhetorical question. This is one of the ask those and you guys have a response type thing. So if you're going hiking in the mountains, what information do you want to know?
What's the weather going to be like?
What's the weather going to be like?
How much food should I bring?
How much food should I bring?
The terrain.
The train. What's the train going to be like?
How long is the walk?
Yeah,
How long is the walk?
What kind of clothing?
What kind of clothing? Why am I even going like this?
Any animal?
What equipment do I take?
What equipment do I take? Spoken like a true Boy Scout, you want to be prepared?
Is it dangerous?
Is it dangerous?
Animals, she said.
Animals? Absolutely. What dangerous? What animals? What else?
Elevation.
What location?
Elevation gain.
What location?
Where am I going on this? Because that's going to tell you what the climate's going to be like. There's also the elevation game. What kind of shape am I in to do this?
Who's going with me?
Who's going with me? Who's going on this journey?
Yeah.
I mean, why are we doing this? So with the work that we're doing around this, it's just like going on a hike. And when we did the visioning workshop, basically what we're doing is looking at where are we going? Okay, what is our goal? And in order to do this, we have to get as clear as we can around. Sorry, Mom.
No worries.
Where are we going and why are we even doing this hike? Okay. When I was in Japan and I would talk about this, it was very, I told you I'm going hiking in the Rocky Mountains. From Japan, that sounds very specific. But once I get closer to the United States, you can see exactly how big the Rockies are, and it doesn't really tell us as much as I really want to know. Am I going to be up in Canada or down in Colorado? Things along those lines. So the work that we did last week started that visioning process. It's going to be continuing until we get really clear and nailed down what is our vision for this club. Okay, because that's really going to guide us. So the other thing that you talked about is, we talked about, what condition are we in? What's the environment like there? And what we also need to do for their club is get an assessment of where we are right now. What's our reality? What's happening for us right now? Based on our membership, based on our strengths, our weaknesses, what opportunities do we have, what threats do we have now and in the future? So we get a sense of what projects really make sense for us, and what do we need to do in order to continue to develop our club so we're a healthy, viable organization. And we can continue doing projects that we really want to be doing. Okay, so if we're going on a hike, we want to know the goal, we want to know our current reality. The other thing we want to know is then we want to start looking at what are our options. What can we do? We get so many different things that we're able to do. What do we really want to do? After our visioning workshop last time, I've had some great conversations with Howard. I also had a great conversation with a gentleman who's the president-elect for the Ballard Club, Peter Anderson. He's the Foundation Corporate Relations Manager for the Seattle's Union Gospel Mission. And they've got their administrative offices over here on Othello Street. Yeah. And they're doing some really amazing work, and he's just talking to us about, would you like to open up, they're going to be planning on opening a Rotary. Now, Rotary is a free clinic. They're also looking at opening some stores, like Goodwill stores, but for the Union Gospel Mission, and looking at how to run those as businesses, not as charity organizations. Now, to me, that sounded really, very cool. Talking to Katron about some of the things she sent through the project that Eldorsa was talking about, was help kids with school supplies here. The literacy. Howard and I were talking a little bit about the literacy and expanding that and just seeing what fleshing that out. And then the next challenge is going to be, what do we want to do? Okay. And that's the last bit of this one is will. What will we do? And if you notice the acronym on here, and I'm big on acronyms because it helps us understand very quickly, in a very quick snap, what the strategy is, or at least my strategy on as I ramp up for next year and continue, working with Eldorsa on this, is figuring out how to grow the club by steps of the goal, the reality, the options, what are our options, and then what will we do? And that's going to be based around everything that we've talked about. So that's just in a nutshell of the the overall approach. So what I did yesterday was a few weeks ago was the start of the goal. Okay, we talked about the vision. Why are we all here? What would get us really passionate about this club and what we want to do within Rotary. So what I did is started putting together a strategic plan, again, tying this into the larger structure of Rotary. Because as we discovered during that meeting and through my discussions with a lot of you folks, we've got a lot of new folks, myself included, who are new to Rotary and don't have a lot of history with it. So how do we tie what we're doing into the larger picture of what Rotary International is, and how do we tap into that? So what I did is I started putting together a mission. Okay, the mission, all mission is just about what is our purpose as a club. Tying that into the purpose of Rotary International, I wrote up a brief introduction for the Rotary Club of Rainier Valley. But again, if you notice on here, this is draft. There's a reason for that. Okay, I want us to scribble all over this today through our discussions. I want to explain what the document is, and then we're going to do some breakout sessions to say what fits, what doesn't fit, where are my questions. I'll take that back and continue developing this until we have a concise document that when people ask us, this is what our club is about. Okay, so let me just explain quickly what this is. So I've got on the first page, Rainier Valley's mission, the mission of Rotary International, a brief introduction to our club. I put down what my thoughts are the benefits of membership into our club. Okay, by no means an exhaustive list. I'd love to see more things written down there. On the back page, I've got beginning of a vision statement. Okay. Now, for those of you, for the vision statement, I explained it right here. Basically, is where we're trying to do. Now, their vision statement is going to be what I call a big, hairy, audacious goal, or BHAG. It's just a huge thing that makes you want to say, you know what? That's kind of, it's a big thing. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but I'm interested in trying. That's what we're looking for in this. So if this statement doesn't do that for you, we need to keep rewriting it until it gets short, concise, so people know what we're trying to do. It's not going to tell us how we get there. That's down here. Okay? But this vision statement is just to get us excited and say, you know what, this is something I can stand behind, I really want to work towards. Underneath this, I started defining terms. Okay? This is just based on my understanding from our discussion at the visioning workshop. The values, our strategy, and then our goals, and so I'll just stop right there. What I'd like to do is give you about 10 minutes. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 tracks of music on here. I'll take 2 tracks of music, and just in your groups there. So we got 4 over here, we got 4 over here, or 5 over here. If we can just sit down, read through the document, see what your thoughts are, write down thoughts, ideas, questions, anything that you've got on there that are going to help clarify. Then what we'll do after those 2 tracks of music, come back and just share some of the thoughts. Then we'll move to the next stage of it.